I love your walk. So it's like in the 30s today, so going to do hot yoga is going to feel really extra good. I'm actually going to do 2 classes back to back. I'm going to do hot yoga and then I'm going to do hot stretch, which focuses more on flexibility and static stretching versus like the dynamic movement that they're doing in hot yoga. So I'm going to do that, and it also functions to work on what says cardio too, since you're in a sauna. It's raising your body temperature. There's like a lot of isometric holds that you're doing, and I find that it helps me to lean down really fast. So I just made it to Alpha Den. This is the place where I get my body work done. I go see Daniel, and he absolutely is amazing. I've been seeing him since my last prep, so maybe a year and a half. Actually, I think I started seeing him in my last off season. So if you are a bodybuilder or really anybody that works out, it is not a luxury, it's a necessity to get body work done, because you will get so much more out of your training. It's crazy. So this has been a long time coming. I really need to do this. So I'm going to go see him, just going to have him focus mostly on my upper body, because that's the place where I really need the most assistance. And then I'll book another session with him. The building's back there, that's why I keep looking back that way. But I'll book another session with him to do lower. I actually got that idea from Selena, my training partner, because she did that, and I think that's a really good idea. So I checked in with Jamie this morning, and my weight was up from last week. Part of that could be due to allergies, you know, like it's mountain cedar season here in San Antonio, so we have a lot of like pollen in the air, and that causes like a lot of sinus congestion. So I've been taking antihistamines, which apparently can cause water retention. Also, it could just be as simple as your olfactory organs are like primarily responsible for most of your taste. So most of your taste is smell. So if you can't taste or if you can't smell, then you could be over salting your food. You could be adding like too much seasoning or whatever it is. Like right now, I don't really track my sodium. I will be doing that as I get further into prep. I actually like to take out all my sauces, and I'll just use the Redmond salt packets, and I'll kind of sprinkle those throughout the day, and that way I know exactly how many packets I've had. It's the easiest way to track your sodium. So, but right now I'm not doing that, so that could be another reason why my weight is up. But all that said, it doesn't matter why it's up. We still increased my cardio and decreased my food. And I also had a posing session with Mama Bear today, and it was good. It was scary. It was painful. The posing was really, like, my body was hurting. So definitely gonna need to be practicing that like a shit ton. Pardon my language, sorry. So we increased my food, increased my cardio and decreased my food. Everything else is kind of staying the same as far as my training goes. So for this week, I will probably just kind of take you through my week, show you what I've been doing with my posing, and I have a couple packages that I want to show you guys too. So I'll catch up with you later after this massage. So I just got my Costco order delivered. I do this every Sunday, and so I figured while I'm at it, I'll show you what I get. So this is my third time going through this giant bag of oats. The reason these are great is because they are sprouted, and they're also organic. Life is fate free, so they're not going to be as disruptive to your GI tract. So some people that might not digest oats really well might be able to digest these. And my oat pancakes, I go through these. So like I said, my third bag. So we've got these little baby potatoes. These are a great size to put into the air fryer because they cook really easily. And then, if you can't tell, it's allergy season here in San Antonio. We also have egg whites. Again, this is oat pancake. I probably go through a case of these a week, if I'm being honest. Same goes for blueberries. This is a 3-pound bag. Yeah, I will definitely finish this in a week. And asparagus, a 3-pack of cucumbers. I like to just chop these up when I'm feeling peckish. And then these are great because you can keep them in the freezer. They're not going to go bad. 5 pounds of green beans if you ever need quick veggies that cook really fast. This is the chicken that I always get. I have Dr. Teal's Epsom salt bags, and then also really good low-carb snack. Strawberries, rice cakes, cucumbers. These are all just prep staples for me. So that's what I got. Under $200 at Costco. I think that's a pretty good deal. And I will probably place 1 Costco order a week, but it's not always the same stuff. So like those oats will probably last me a couple months. Egg whites and blueberries is pretty much every week or every other week. Same goes for the vegetables and the meats. I want to take a little minute and kind of talk about my background and how I got into bodybuilding and why my mindset is the way that it is now. So if we wind up all the way to the beginning of my life, I had an interesting childhood. I'm one of 10 kids, so that desire to stand out and be unique and to be noticed was very present in my life from a very young age. I always wanted attention, and when you're one of 10 kids, you know, sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. Not my parents' fault, but that's just a dynamic that happens when you have siblings. That could happen if you're one of 3 kids. You know, they always say the middle child. It doesn't matter how many are on either side of you in the middle. It's just, you know, something that happens. But I was also homeschooled, so I did suffer quite a bit of, you know, group identity with my siblings. I did not really have like my own sense of self. It was very integrated into the girls. So there's 5 girls and 5 boys in my family. And my identity was very much integrated with my siblings until my parents got divorced. And I had no idea who I was. I had no self-efficacy, no self-confidence. And we went from being homeschooled to going to public school. And that was really hard on me. And that was where I developed this desire or this belief that if I was skinny, that I would be popular, that I would be loved. It makes a lot of sense now, looking back, to fixate on one single solution when, you know, your whole life is falling apart. So you just grasp onto that one thing that it feels like you can control, and you hold on to that. And in a way, that hyper focus sort of helps you not be overwhelmed by all the pain going on around you. So for me, that coping mechanism for me was controlling my food intake. So what started off as anorexia, I would say I was never officially diagnosed, but with what I know now about psychology, I can safely say that I was displaying all the clinical symptoms of anorexia, and it developed into bulimia. This was when I was about 12 years old. So, there's a trash truck behind me. So from 12 to 24, I had eating disorder symptoms, full-blown eating disorders, some brief periods of remission, and just a really horrible relationship with myself and with my body. And it undermined me in every area of my life. It undermined me financially. It undermined me academically. It undermined me in my dating life. There was no part of my existence that was not touched by this like low self-esteem and lack of self-efficacy that came from my eating disorder. Now, it's one of those things that it could be like a chicken or the egg situation. Like, obviously like my family life, definitely caused the onset of my eating disorder, but then my eating disorder also took on a life of its own and started to cause problems for me, just like in my life and my job. So what did that actually look like? A lot of people refer to eating disorders like in very vague terms. For me, when I was little, it looked like writing down diets for myself for like every day, and they would be very extreme. It would be like something that I copied off of the internet. Like I would Google model diets. I would look up like, what does Jessica Alba eat in a day? Like anybody that I idolized at the time. And I would just like look at photos of thin celebrities all day long and make myself these diets and then try to just like punish myself into following them. It was really sad. I also don't think it's that rare. Like back then I felt so alone and I thought I was the only person doing it. Like I remember taking a Sharpie and just like circling these areas on my legs that I thought, were like fat pouches and that like I wanted gone. And it was really just fueled by self-loathing and just a desire for perfection to take away my pain. So this continued, obviously you can't stick to these extreme crazy diets. So that led to binging, which led to purging, which led to more binging, which led to more purging. And it also led to obviously like increased weight gain, just because sometimes I would when I say binging and purging, that's it's such a nice way to say it, but it is such an ugly thing, you guys. Like, I would not wish it on my worst enemy. The physiological symptoms of like a binge craving are impossible to resist. It does not matter how much you hate binging, how much you hate purging. When the urge comes over you, I've not experienced this in so long, but it is horrifying. And you almost revert into this primal state where you're completely numb and you just eat as much food as possible in the shortest amount of time. You don't even taste it. You're just like mixing random foods. I've binged on frozen peas out of the freezer. It is not normal, and if you've never had a binge craving, then it's almost impossible to understand. What I didn't understand is that binging is a direct physiological response to mental or physical restriction. But I had never felt like I deserved to eat. And so for me, I was fat, and so there's no way that I could be binging because I needed food. So I suffered with this for about 12 years. And in that time, I kind of got into fitness towards the later end of it. And I just want to encourage you, like, if you suffer from inconsistency or if you suffer from poor body image, nothing is permanent. I had this issue for 12 years. I did not think that there was anything that could cure me. I had prayed so many times. I'd offered it up to God. I'd repented. And it was like the cycle I seemingly could not break. I was so discouraged. I had looked up like these coaches who prey on people who are desperate. And I remember one lady asking me for like $12,000 or something to sign up in her like get binge free program, which is horrifying because that somebody who's struggling from bulimia they could die. Like it is very dangerous for your heart. It's, it damages your relationships. You can't be out in public anywhere because you never know when you're going to get the urge to binge. It's just horrible. And people know this, and they prey on people who have eating disorders and desperate people. And I got on a phone call with one of these coaches, and this, among like many other just situations, finally led to me making the decision to recover for good. And the biggest, I guess, catalyst for this was just committing to gaining weight. Once I removed the fear of gaining weight, now this is not going to apply to everybody because not everybody like has the same issues, but if you struggle with really, really disordered eating and poor body image that is a product of restriction, then fearing weight gain is probably a massive driver of it. And we just don't even know like where we absorb these beliefs from because we collect them over the course of a lifetime. And so for me, like embracing that I was going to gain weight and not, I actually did gain weight. I got up to 170 pounds. And if you know me now, like I'm sitting comfortably in my off season about like 130. So I was significantly heavier. And that was when I met the love of my life. That was when I was absolutely the happiest, the most, free. And I'm not saying that I was my healthiest, but I was in the process of healing and becoming mentally healthy. So my commitment to getting better just led me to decide to just eat. And looking back now, I might have done it a little bit differently, but you never know. Like, I did this without a therapist because I had tried therapy so many times and I just like had not found therapy helpful. They had basically just let me cry on their couch week after week after week and never had really offered me any real solutions. And I do not think that they really knew how to address like binge eating because they looked at it as a primarily like emotional issue, which it did start out with an emotional issue belief, but it had spiraled into a habit. And a habit is embedded in your physiology and your blood sugar and your cravings and your body's routines are very much a physiological thing. So the thing about eating disorders is they're mental and they're physical. So you kind of have to address both aspects of it. So I committed to gaining weight and I fell in love and I kept the weight on and I enjoyed my life, and eventually it just started to come off just because I was living normally. And I didn't decide to start competing actually again until I felt like safely out of the woods on this one. And it's not to say that like I'm never going to get hungry or I'm never going to want to cheat on my diet, but my relationship with myself and my relationship with my body is completely healed. So that's a little glimpse of my story. There's obviously a lot more to it, but I want to keep this clip like not too long, so I'm going to end it here. But if you want to know more, or if you want me to go more in depth on just eating disorders and my tips for like recovery and that kind of thing, please let me know. This is something that is so near and dear to my heart, and it's something that I went through that's very embarrassing, and I love to share because I had so much shame attached to it for so long, and I felt so alone. So I have never want anybody to feel alone. I want them to see me, and I will be the first person to say that, like, I am not special. I had this for 12 years. I never thought I was going to get better. I can say 1000% that I am completely better. My life is so good. I have a better relationship with food than almost anybody I know now. And same with my body, which is amazing. And I really suffered to get there, but I can help. Like, just leave me a comment or send me a message, and just let me know if there's like anything else you want me to cover, and if you're interested, if you'd like me to go more in depth. But I just wanted to share a little bit of my background so that it makes a lot more sense, like where I'm coming from. And I want to show that bodybuilding can be a very healthy and happy sport if you do the inner work. So I'll look forward to catching you guys up. I'm going to just show some more clips of like my day and some stuff with my sponsors and fun, exciting stuff. But I did want to just like add this little more in-depth piece and give you some more context for everything else. So I actually have something really cool that I'm working on right now. I am about to sign my sponsorship agreement with Goddess Glam Suits. So yesterday I had the opportunity to have an awesome one-on-one conversation with Maria, who is the owner of Goddess Glam Suits, and she specializes in really creating custom, from start to finish, beautiful Swarovski stage shoots for bikini. Now she is looking to create also fit model suits for this new category, and they're going to be slightly different because they're not blinged out. And so her and I kind of got to get together and just discuss our vision for, you know, what me as a competitor, what I want to be wearing, and also kind of where her vision is for this new category. And I am just about to sign my sponsorship agreement, so we will be working together through the 2025 season. I will be doing lots of shows, so I will be seeing her quite a bit. So get ready for more content coming out. I will be collaborating with Goddess Glam a lot more, and I'm just going to show you guys like what the difference is between her approach to creating a look on stage and versus what you're going to get with something that's like a little bit more mass produced. So if I can support a local business, I always love to partner with people who are really invested in the products that they're creating. That's something that's so important to me. Integrity is so important to me. So stay tuned on that. I definitely can't wait to show you guys my suit when it comes in. I won't be keeping any secrets or gatekeeping when it comes to that. So stay tuned. This is super exciting for me. This is such a good opportunity. So thank you, Maria, for deciding to take a chance on me. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing like how fruitful this relationship can be. So all good things. All right. I am actually going to open this box that I got from Global Formulas. And before I say anything, they always ship all their packages priority mail. So if you're like me and you use Amazon for everything, you just get used to shipping being really fast. So I love knowing that whenever I place an order with them, it's coming within the next 2 to 3 days, maximum. So they sent me, oh, this is, I love it. This is big. I don't have any that are this tall, so this is gonna be awesome. I'll use this one for my intro workout because I like a little bit more than my pre. I like a little bit more. Okay. This is the reason that I use Global Formulas. If you like coffee, this is chelated glutamine, magnesium. Like there's so many good, besides the value of the product, which is glutamine, this makes your coffee taste amazing. It's peanut butter flavored, so if you are on prep or you like to put creamer in your coffee, you can just put this in your coffee black. It'll be amazing. It also is bio repair, so it's targeted. It's like a recovery supplement. Glutamine is so good for your gut. As we all know, like everything starts with your gut. So glutamine and magnesium in this one product. Again, the reason that I use Global Formulas. Code Annie if you want to try it for yourself. This is the other reason. The Pro Zero Choco Peanut Butter. I've had my Ninja Creamy for almost 3 years now. Yeah, it's been 3 years, and I've tried so many different protein powders. I have reordered this one tub so many times because you don't have to add anything else to it. Like every other protein powder that I use, like I'm not hating on the other isolates. Like some of them taste really good, but this one has such like a creamy consistency. It makes it like a gelato, and you don't have to add like any kind of sugar-free jello or xanthan gum or anything to thicken it up. It's just naturally that way. It also is 0 carb. I do not know how they do it, but they do. And that's it. I actually just got like a couple samples so that I can just always have it in my gym bag so I never run out. That was just a quick little refresh. I will usually order a much bigger batch, but I kind of run out of things like at a different rate. Like Bio Repair, if I posted every time that I used it, y'all would like report me for overconsumption. But yeah, that's it. That's my whole haul, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. I think I'm actually going to be signing off here. So just a little recap of my week. We are 14 weeks out in this prep, I think. I'm gonna have to actually check. I don't know. Wait. How many weeks is it till April 26th? 14 weeks and 2 days. So 14 weeks and 2 days out from Wasatch Warrior. That is the show that we're shooting for. Depending on if I'm ready or not. My main focus right now is my posing, and also just like continuing to train really hard and make sure that I get in good condition for my show. So yeah, there's not much that I can like update you on the physique aspect of it. Again, I have been posing a little bit more. My goal for this week is just to nail my front pose. And then I'm gonna work on like adding in my transitions and my back walk and so forth and so on. As far as like what else is going on this week, I just got some body work done. I'm gonna go back and see Daniel next week to work on my lower body. Incorporating more hot works into my plan. So I try to go 3 days a week. I'll do like at least one hot stretch session, one hot core, and then I will mix and match like Pilates or bar. The reason I enjoy this is it's just really helpful when it comes to like bringing out your lines, increasing your flexibility, mobility, recovery, improving your training. So it's also like doing cardio. So you're getting like a double benefit. So I think those are my only updates. I will see you guys next week. I really appreciate you watching this video and following along with my fit model journey. There's so much more to come, and as I get better at making these videos, of course, I'm going to share more content as well. But I actually just made some decaf, so I'm going to put this in my decaf and make myself a creamy. I have 90 Day Fiance all ginned up, so I'm probably going to watch a little bit of that. And yeah, just like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next week for another video. So I just did a little half scoop of Bio Repair, and then I'm just going to this and the pièce de résistance. Guys, this is the Almond Breeze Almond Coconut milk, and I got this little milk frother on Amazon. Works like a charm. Don't tell me that my life on prep isn't good, because